Thousands of Arizonans are grateful and Petition Financial, located inside the Payson Building.
Well, good Tuesday morning, 3 minutes past 10 o'clock. We're up to 82 degrees. Thanks for tuning in to KRIM's Community Spotlight this morning, where we're going to be talking about a pretty interesting golf tournament coming up with the folks from Aspire, the Aspire Golf Tournament coming up. With us, Aspire's president, Paul Brocker, and also the principal at Payson High School, Jeff Simon, with us this morning. First of all, gentlemen, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
You bet. Now, let's, I guess to begin with, Paul, for folks, if there's someone that maybe has been sleeping under a rock for the last few years and just doesn't know about Aspire, can you give us the Reader's Digest condensed version of what Aspire is all about?
You bet. Aspire was founded back in 2013, and our mission is to assist local rim country students in getting a head start on their higher education.
Mm-hmm.
And we do that by raising funds in the community and helping or paying for dual credit courses for those students. So essentially, we've helped right now about 400 plus students.
Wow.
And
that's impressive. I mean, this is not that big of a town. That's really
that's
impressive.
Right. And I think students have embraced it. I'll let Jeff speak a little bit to that, but our plan is always to get out in the community, find ways to let the community support these kids. We provide the vehicle, and the idea is that all rim country students, including homeschool students, are able to get a head start. In many cases, students can get even that first full year out of the way. We have superstars that have even done more,
right?
But they can get that first, a lot of the core courses and things like that taken care of, so when they start into college, they're ready to go.
And I have a granddaughter that really benefited from that, and she went down to ASU with a year knocked out ahead of time, and that, I mean, wow, I'd never heard of such a thing when I was that age. That's great.
Well, it's interesting because there are other dual credit programs, but I am not aware of any other dual credit program where they have a foundation like Aspire that pays the tuition for the students.
And when you talk about Aspire, it's the Aspire Arizona Foundation, and their mission is to support the higher education needs of Payson and the surrounding rim country communities. And as we just heard, they're helping young adults aspire to higher education by making college accessible, attainable, and especially affordable, which, golly, that's huge. Now, and from the perspective of the high school principal, I mean, this has got to be pretty exciting stuff. I don't know, Jeff, about you, but again, when I was that age, right after the dinosaurs died, I'd never heard of this kind of thing and this kind of really step up as far as going into higher education. This is going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, it really is. I can talk about it on a personal level now that my daughter's gone through the program, and she just graduated this year.
Right.
She's going to ASU as well, and we always hear nightmare stories of kids transferring to college, and some of these credits aren't taken, the AP classes aren't taken, and whatever. But so I was ready to go in for a fight. She's taking all these classes, we're going to in, and she's going to get credit for them, and she breezed right through, and so the majority of her first year was taken care of as well. And so I was completely shocked by the whole deal, and I couldn't have been more happy. I mean, she gained the knowledge, had it paid for, and then also was able to get past most of the first.
Well, yeah, and especially to have something that helps. Not only does it help them have some credits taken care of ahead of time, but that whole dollar savings. I mean, that's a big deal, because this college education stuff is not cheap.
Yeah, that's a huge deal. When I've looked at, like Paul was talking about, there aren't a lot of schools out there that do this. Well, there are a lot of schools that have dual enrollment programs, but there are not very many schools. In fact, I haven't seen any that have a foundation that pay for it. And so their numbers at their schools are lower because of being able to afford those college credits.
That's amazing.
And so now our numbers are growing every year. I mean, of course, COVID took a dip and everything, but our numbers will continue to grow. And in fact, I've had parents of middle school students already speak to me about what do they need to do to be ready to take college classes by their sophomore year.
Wow.
And so we're already setting them up for that.
That's huge.
It is. It really is.
That's amazing. Okay, so this brings us to kind of the main point that we want to talk about this morning, and that is how does Aspire Arizona Foundation afford to do all of this? Because I mean, we're talking some significant numbers, and one of those things is fundraisers, and you have a golf tournament coming up that is a big one of those fundraisers.
It is indeed. You know, some people may remember a number of years ago there was the black and white ball, and we benefited from that through the silent auction and things like that, but that's no longer in play. And so we started thinking and came up with the idea to do a fundraiser golf tournament at the Payson course, and we're going to do one August 21st. It's an 8 a.m. shotgun, scramble format, so you don't have to be a great player. You can, lean on others.
Which is the only way I play. If it's not best ball, forget it.
And so it's $100 to participate for an individual, but we're also reaching out to the business community and asking the business community to support Aspire in this way. There's two opportunities for the business community. They can be a business sponsor. A business sponsor is $480, but that includes 4 players and a T sponsor sign on the course. The people are not only we were laughing earlier, but they get coffee and donuts when they're registering, and then they get a nice barbecue buffet at the end of the tournament.
Not only coffee and donuts, but wait, there's more.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
it. I like it.
So we're looking for as many business sponsorships. Obviously, individuals. We'd love for people to put a foursome together and come out and help us out. I mean, parents. It'd be a nice way for parents who have benefited from Aspire to just spend a day out there and put a foursome together and give us a hand. And we're hoping to cover the gap we lost with the silent auction a number of years ago,
right?
And raise $8,000 to $10,000. So, which is huge, for us in our budget. And I just always feel like, boy, what a great legacy for a small town to do this for their kids.
And what a big impact a local business can have. I'm kind of shocked. I mean, you said $480 for a business sponsor, and that gives you 4 players, and they can go out and enjoy the tournament.
Go out and enjoy the tournament, and they have a sponsor sign on one of the tees, and so
sweet.
So it's
good exposure. Yeah.
It's great exposure, and it just lets everybody know that they care about the kids here in Payson.
Wow, I think that's beautiful. Also, if you're one of those hotshot golfers, or maybe you're just unbelievably lucky, Crabtree and Associates Insurance here in Payson, they're sponsoring a hole-in-one on this.
That is correct. We really appreciate their support. They've stepped up and are sponsoring a hole-in-one on the second hole, and if you get a hole-in-one, it's a $10,000 prize.
Wow. And that's what, a par 19 hole?
For me it is.
Yeah, I know it is for me, yeah. No, but I mean, that's cool. So hats off to Crabtree and those folks. I mean, they're always, they've got their finger on the pulse of what's going on in town here. And I think that's one of the reasons they've done so well over all the years.
Yes, well, we really appreciate it. They stepped right in right at the beginning as we got this going, and that just really gives us another carrot for folks to think about coming out and supporting it. And again, I just want everybody to know, everybody at Inspire Arizona Foundation board, we have 8 members of the board, and we're all volunteers. And the only people that benefit from Aspire Arizona Foundation are the kids.
Right.
That's it. The money goes right to the kids. So.
Now, in this hole-in-one, do you have to use a golf club, or can you use like a potato gun? Or
I think the insurance does require a golf club.
Smart move, and I'm sure Crabtree Insurance would know all about that. At any rate, all kidding aside, now this, again, you got an 8 o'clock start on this.
Right.
And is there a maximum number of teams that you're shooting for?
Well, we'd like to have 100 players,
Yeah.
We're first year out. So
But if you had 100 teams sign up, you could probably figure out a way to take care of that?
we can handle 100. We can handle 100.
I love it.
In fact, we could handle 120 players without any problem.
Wow,
So
nice.
if we could fill it to that point, then it will exceed our expectations.
Now, the meal that you were talking about comes after the tournament?
Right. As they finish the tournament, they'll go through a buffet line and have lunch, and we have a silent auction that will be running when they come in. And we have foursomes from golf courses around Arizona that they can bid on,
Nice.
including both the RIM and Chaparral Pines, but we also have Ocotillo down in the valley and Wickenburg,
Nice.
the Oaks up in Sedona.
Mm.
So we have a lot of things for them to do and take a look at. In addition, MHA Foundation has sponsored the goodie bag. They'll get a sleeve of golf balls along with some tees and some snacks and things like that. So they get the goodie bag, and I think if they come out, they'll really enjoy themselves and have a great time and help our kids here in Payson.
Well, and that's the beauty spot right there, is being able to know that everything you're doing is helping the kids. And again, the person, one of many over at the high school and the other schools here, but the one that I think has got his finger on the pulse of this better than anybody, Principal Jeff Simon. And this has got to be just really exciting. I mean, we talked about the benefits that the Aspire Arizona Foundation bring to the table, but I mean, to be able to have fun going out with, I mean, it seems like, you know, in Payson here, just about everybody knows everybody, but to go out with a lot of folks that you know, have some good times on the golf course, but know that the money is all going to such an amazing, life-changing, very positively life-changing opportunity for kids. I mean, that just, what's not to love about that?
Yeah, exactly. I think the one thing that really, moves me is the fact that there's no cost. I mean, there's no overhead on that money. That all of that money goes back into tuition for kids.
Wow.
And so you can't find another organization that's out there that does that. There's always somebody that there has, 10, 15, 20, 30%
Right.
overhead costs.
Where did this all come from originally? I mean, who thought this up?
Well, there were several of us back in 2013 that at the time there was all the talk about the university and things like that, and we were all supportive of that. But as that kind of moved in a different direction, we thought we're still committed to help create a culture of higher education here in Payson. How can we do that? I mean, what's our way of stepping up and trying to find a way to help the kids understand that there is this opportunity out there, and so, gosh, I don't remember. There's probably 6 or 7 of us, and we all became founding directors of Aspire, and 2 of us remain on the board.
Right.
But now we have a board that's diversified a little bit and have more different folks, and we have a parent on, we have some business people on, things like that, and we're just trying to. My real goal as president is to really make this such a community effort that it's just people just look at Payson and say, wow, that community's doing that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing too, because Principal Simon, when I think back to high school, I went to a high school that had 4,000 students in it, and I mean, you could really get kind of just lost in the shuffle of the whole thing. And so when my wife and I were starting to form a family, we decided we really wanted to be in a different sort of environment. And that's when we moved to Payson 40 years ago. And while I have not ever yet regretted that move, there was back a long time ago, there was some, not necessarily disadvantages, but there was a bit of a price that you paid as far as some of the opportunities and stuff in the schools. But man, that's really changed. I mean, you've got some exciting stuff going on now.
Yeah, even though we don't have some opportunities that a big city would house, but we have this opportunity with Aspire, and actually several other groups that we work with that just really support kids. I mean, kids at the center of everything that they do, and it's amazing to me that they do that.
Well, and to be heading up the administration of this at the high school, you've got to be pretty enthused about, especially what's happening in I hate to keep using this term, but little old Payson. I mean, it's really pretty remarkable.
Yeah, it is, and I have to continue to look for more opportunities to keep our kids going, and looking at other opportunities to make sure that kids fulfill all of their things that they want to do, and then being able to work with community members like Aspire or MHA, and making sure that we are giving every opportunity to our kids so they can go out and succeed in the world, or even come back and help succeed here in Payson.
Now, for people that are interested in just finding out more about Aspire and how it works, I'm looking at a copy of your latest newsletter, And again, it reiterates there what Jeff was just saying, 100% of your donation to Aspire Arizona Foundation is an investment in the next generation and the future of Payson. So there is no overhead. I mean, it's just you're using 100% of what comes in goes directly into helping these kids get a higher education.
That's right. We have a foundation that helps us take care of any expenses, and so every gift that comes from an individual or a business here in Payson, we have very modest expenses to begin with, but
Sure.
because as I say, we're all volunteers, but those modest expenses are covered by a foundation grant, and so every dollar that individuals and businesses in Payson give go directly to the kids.
And as exciting as this is, Jeff, as principal of the high school, this last couple of years, here's a less than technically savvy term, have been kind of screwy with the COVID-19 and all of that. And I know that there was, a year before last, there was kind of a virtual graduation, and you work all those years to the pinnacle of the graduation, and then that kind of had, got taken away from a lot of these kids, and in and amongst all of the darkness that surrounded that, this is a really beautiful bright light that is kind of helping keep people focused forward.
Yeah, there actually is a lot of bright lights that was within it. I mean, we still had an 84% graduation rate at the high school.
That's outstanding.
And so that beats the state by quite a bit. We still had a lot of students, we've totaled up now 400 students total that have received college credits.
Wow.
And so even though that there was despair in COVID, we still got the work done.
Right.
There was still, we'll talk about learning loss and we'll pick that up in the next classes, but by and large, we persevered.
Yeah, that's amazing. And again, for a small community, and not in the big metro areas, I just think this is phenomenal. Now, as far as the funds that are raised, and we'll talk more about the golf tournament here in just a moment, but as far as the funds that are raised, does this go for just specific types of courses of study, or can it kind of cover the gambit?
So it's specifically for dual enrollment classes, and so we're working cooperatively with EAC Payson when we have we have 6 math classes, 4 English classes, to 6 science classes that are specific for dual enrollment.
And these are kind of like the required courses that you really want to get knocked out right away anyhow.
Yeah, so specifically for English, we teach English 101, 102, and then after that class, they go to 241, 242, so they take care of 4 English requirements.
And I know that my granddaughter, with her, one of the things that I felt was a real positive was that she did have those required courses out of the way, so she was able to focus more on, she actually is studying to become a teacher, and so she was able to go on to, right out of the gate in her first year in college, able to focus on things that kind of lit her fire rather than things that she was required to do.
Right.
And so that keeps everything interesting.
Yeah, and it's very exciting for the kids.
Sure.
I can speak specifically to Emily, that my daughter, who, she was excited about being able to take some of those psychology classes,
Right.
because that's a degree area she wants to go into. And so, not having to take the English and math again, she was super excited about it. I was excited for her too.
Yeah, wow. And again, one of the ways that a lot of this stuff is being funded is through the various fundraisers that the Aspire Arizona Foundation has been doing. And the next one coming up is a big charity golf tournament. And we hope that you'll save the date because it's coming up just about a month away, Saturday, August 21st. And that'll be at the Payson Golf Course. Has an 8 a.m. start time, a scramble format, and it's just a $100 entry fee donation per participant. And I'm still thinking that one of the most screamingest deals, if there is such a term, is the business sponsorship.
Yes.
Where for $480, was it?
For $480, and that some businesses might be saying, "Oh, I remember getting that." I sent out a email to almost 200 businesses here in Payson last week with the information, and it's $480 for a business sponsorship, which includes there are 4 participants, or a foursome in the golf tournament itself, and a tee sponsorship. So basically, that, you know, all the amenities of the tournament that you get and so on go with that 480. So I think it's a great deal. And again, I guess my focus always is, as a small community, what a great way to step up and help kids.
Oh man, yeah. And so, Paul, are you going to be out there golfing yourself?
Well, I won't be golfing. I'll be
They got you working apparently.
I hope we're really busy.
Right.
So I'll be there checking folks in. Excuse me. And again, folks can call. I'm happy to even give my cell number out if people have a reason to call. It's I came from Colorado. Actually, was at a university that Jeff knows rather well. So,
Graduated from.
Which university is that?
Regis University in
right.
Denver.
Oh, nice.
And was there 25 years and did this kind of work, fundraising and doing, community relations and things like that.
25 years. You would probably start to get to know your way around there towards
Yeah, I finally found my office.
Yeah. Right,
So,
right. All right, so your cell phone number people can call if they got questions?
if they have questions, they can give me a call at 303-905-4474. Again, 303-905-4474. And I can get them the information they need. A number of parents have also received, I think, the form, and there's phone numbers, addresses, there's all those kinds of things, you know. But if you have a question, call me. We would love to have you help us out. And like as I say, I can't think of a better legacy for a small town than to do this.
Oh, it's amazing. And again, if you want to find out more about Aspire Arizona Foundation in general, I'm sure you can go online and check out the website, right?
Yes, inspirearizona.org.
Easy enough.
And you can find out a little more about us there, but also, we have there's a way to give there on the website, and just general information. And soon, we're just in the process of changing out, since we had our annual meeting. You can see who the board members are and things like that. We're probably a week away from finishing that up.
And when you see the profound impact, positive impact that this has had on lots and lots of students here, I would think that this would also be something that people might want to put into their last wishes, as far as maybe wanting to give a gift and as part of their plan.
Sure.
And I'm sure all of that can be easily done as well.
That can easily be done. So they just contact us, and we'll work with you however you'd like to support the kids.
I mean, we're hoping nobody checks out soon. But,
No.
But what an amazing thing, and I mean, really an investment in the future. There's not too many things that you can give to, where 100% of what you give goes to the cause, and it's creating a huge difference in the future for all of these kids, and for the future of the community and for the world, for that matter.
Yes, and we've actually, now we've been going for a while, and we actually have some Aspire alumni who have graduated from college and things like that, and we'd love to see them join us also for the golf tournament. Some of them who have come back here to Payson to work. So
I'd like to just volunteer to be the guy, checking the hole-in-one thing and making sure that everyone's honest there. And by the way, you want to give me some kickbacks under the table, we can talk about that. But anyway, I just think, all kidding aside, this is a fantastic opportunity to support a very worthwhile cause. Again, coming up in just a little over a month. As a matter of fact, almost exactly. Saturday, August 21st, out at the Payson Golf Course, 8 a.m. start time. And again, you can find out more about Aspire Arizona by, again, the web address again was?
AspireArizona.org.
Easy enough. And again, if you'd like to talk to their president, Paul Brocker, specifically about any questions you may have, contact him directly at 303-905-4474. And again, Paul Brocker and Jeff Simon, thank you both for coming down and being with us today. And best of luck with this golf tournament. It sounds exciting.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much. And thank you for tuning in and listening this morning to Community Spotlight on KRIM. Going to get you back to more of your favorite music. Have some tunes coming up from Bad Company. Let's see here. Robert Plant, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, even some Deep Purple. But first, a look at Rim Country weather.
My gosh, Deep Purple. I haven't thought of that in a while.